He is one of the most eclectic entertainers on the planet. With an Emmy, Grammy, and Tony under his belt, Billy Porter is just one Oscar away from hitting the grand slam of awards in show business known as the EGOT. But it wasn't always red carpets and close-ups for the performer. Porter is now out with a deeply personal book, Unprotected, a memoir, which tells his story of electrifying highs and earth-shattering lows, including how he's come to terms with his HIV diagnosis. I sat down with Billy Porter, and he dished on it all.
So let's talk about the book. Why did you decide that right now was the time to share your story?
So since 2014, I have been working on trying to, put my memories down on paper. And it was interesting because inside of COVID, inside of the shutdown, inside of everything shutting down and stopping, it was the first time in my life that I had the luxury of being still, and it's so difficult to talk about because it's in such a traumatizing space. As a queer Black man in this world, our humanity is being attacked across the board in every space. So we need an antidote to that. And that's what I hope this book can be.
And let's talk about you particular trauma that happened, because you talked about kind of getting that off your chest, and you've talked about being molested as a young boy by your stepfather. And how does that still impact you today and torment you today, even as a married man at this point?
Yeah, I talk about it in the book in that it's not something that ever goes away. And when we think about healing, very often there's this idea that everything dissipates and, it's happily ever after. No, it's about understanding that the trauma always exists, but it's our response to it. We can have a different response, and the trauma can lose its power over us. My goal has been to receive that and to understand how to honor my trauma, not mute it, not dismiss it, but look at it straight in the face and go through it, because that's the only space where we can find a healing. Sexual abuse is deep. So the only way that I could engage with it was to detach from it. How do you detach? Alcohol, drugs, substances, whatever, and so to wake up one day and realize, oh, I don't think I've had sex sober in 30 years. I should probably look at that. It's like, it's those aha moments that have helped to lead me to a depth of healing that I never thought was possible.
And when you talk about healing, would you say a lot of it is therapeutic and cathartic, just getting it out there? Because so many of these things, it seems that you held inside, you were kind of bound by the trauma of that abuse, or by being gay and not being able to tell people. And then in 2007, learning that you were HIV positive.
I'll say it till the day I die. Shame is a silencer, and shame is a murderer. And it's slow and it's steady. And if one doesn't understand the power of that, we die on the vine. May 19th, when I came out to the world on the cover of the Hollywood Reporter as HIV positive, was me releasing the shackles of shame, staring shame in the face and saying, you no longer have any power or dominion over my life. In this moment, I rebuke it, period, from my life. And, hopefully in my story and in my journey, someone else might find the strength to release themselves and heal themselves. And that is, as an artist, the greatest gift that we have.
I'm just curious because listening to you, I feel like I'm in a pew in a black church on Sunday morning. What is your relationship now? Because I know that it's been very complicated with religion and Christianity.
Religion is man-made. Spirituality is divine. Our humanity trumps everything. So therefore, in my space, you may not take my humanity away because you don't agree with me. And I'm going to hold every religious institution, person, whatever, accountable for the words that they claim to live by, right? It's time for accountability. That's where I'm at.
Give me a sense for how, I don't know if life-changing is too strong of a word, but when you landed that Broadway role in Kinky Boots, what that was
life-changing is the word.
Okay.
Life-changing is the word. You know, it's the original energy that was in my life. It's the calling that has been on my life from the beginning of it, made manifest in real time. You know, to be here speaking to you in this mainstream space is profound and really, really special. And I am grateful to have lived long enough to see the day where these conversations can actually happen.
Now you have the egged, I'll call it, right? You need the O to get the EGOT, right? You got the Emmy, you got the Grammy, you got the Tony. So might I assume that you're kind of looking at some film projects so you can get that Oscar?
You know, I am looking at a lot of stuff. You know, there are some things on the docket. I'm an artist, so I don't live my life for awards. And at the same time, my shelf is empty and waiting for that Oscar. So let's be real about it. Yeah, whenever it's time, I am here and ready.
You're known now, especially on the red carpet, for mixing and kind of putting a little bit of the femininity and masculine pieces together in your final look, pushing boundaries, really. At this point, do you hear from a lot of young people in particular about, and in gratitude of what you've afforded them?
Yes, you know, there weren't many reflections of a Black queer person of any gender or space when I was growing up. And I knew that if I ever got the power and the platform, that it was the space for me to change that.
You talk about the generations that are to come. You just released a new single, Children. Tell us about that project.
Children is the reflection of I did it anyway. The lyric says, it's a new day, people. We're not going anywhere. We're never going anywhere. We've been here and we're here to stay. I hope that my energy and my vision and my presence can bring to all of those people out there in the world who are told that you can't. Yes, you can. Whatever you want, you can.
Our thanks to Billy Porter for that.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.